The story of the prodigal son is the story of each one of us. Heavenly Father made us in His image and gave us all the wealth of wisdom, love, joy, bliss. But then we said, let me go out and explore the world. The world that is filled with the temptations and delusions. So we enjoy it for a while, or maybe for a long, long time, many lifetimes. And then at some point we realize that maybe this is not working. I'm not getting the happiness. Rather, I'm starving because I don't have that food of divine wisdom or bliss that my Heavenly Father used to give. Feeling guilty and desperate and hopeless, we decide to go back. But in this story, the most encouraging part is that, when the son sets out going back home, when he was still far away, the father sees him and he ran out to receive that son, and that's what God does to us. When we decide that, yes, I want to come home, I want to go back, then we receive His grace. He's happy to see His children coming home. Once lost, but finally coming home. And He's happy because He loves us. In addition to this home is a green hill that we just sang, there was another song that came to my mind when I was thinking about this topic. Another song by Swami Kriyananda. That is, Love is a Magician. Swami Kriyananda said this is his favorite among all the songs that he's written. And I remember listening to this song for the first time. That was in this room during Satsang. And I was sitting right behind that audio system. And I just cried when I listened. And the word goes like this. Too long I did stray, flung lifetimes away, imagined you did not care. I know now your smile was mine all the while. I listened and love was there. And the song ends with these lines. Only love can heal all the pain I feel. What a fool was I to turn away. How many lifetimes I wondered that I have turned away from His love when He was always there and His love was always available. There is the story of Saint Anthony of the desert. He lived in very secluded place out in the desert in Egypt, actually in the caves. He lived in 3rd, 4th century. He was tested by Satan all the time. He had horrific visions and temptations. And one day, Satan started collapsing the cave that Saint Anthony was living. So Saint Anthony cried out to Christ, "Come and help me." And there was a light, and Christ was standing in front of him. And Saint Anthony says to Jesus, "My Lord, why didn't you come sooner? Where have you been all this time?" And Christ replies, "Anthony, I was just the same with you. I've been here all the time. You just didn't notice." That's the truth for us. God is with us right now, and He has been with us all the time during all the struggles that we had, even in the darkest moments of our life. He's with us as much as He was with these masters or Saint Anthony or all the saints. We just have to know it. We just have to open ourselves so that we can see Him, perceive Him. Paramhansa Yogananda, our guru, he once met Ramana Maharshi, and he asked a question: why must we suffer? And not that he didn't know the answer, but he wanted to bring out something from Ramana Maharshi. And his reply was very interesting. He said, "What suffers? What suffers? It is our little ego that suffers. But who are we in truth? Our true self, the indwelling self, as Krishna calls it in the Gita, is ever changeless, imperishable, and without limitation. Our soul is never touched. It's always calm and unshaken. The soul does not suffer. If we live in the soul consciousness, we will not experience any suffering." Here's this little book, Scientific Healing Affirmations by Paramhansa Yogananda. It's full of powerful affirmations, and one of them is called Psychological Success Affirmation. I practiced it for a long time, and it changed me a lot. It's a very long affirmation, but I wanted to share the first part with you. So please listen and see how you feel. I am brave. I am strong. Perfume of success thought blows in me, blows in me. I am cool. I am calm. I am sweet. I am kind. I am love. I am sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe the tears and fears of all. I have no enemy, though something they are so. I am the friend of all. When I first started this affirmation, I was a little uncomfortable with these lines, because who am I to say that I'm brave and strong and sweet and charming and no enemy and friend of all? It's far from it. And then still I continued, and one day it came to me that, but this sounds like someone I know. Guess who it is? These masters. See, it is said that these masters, they don't have to come back to this earthly plane, but they do come back not because they want to show how great they are, but to show how great we can be. In the story of the prodigal son, the younger son was the one who went out and came back. There was the elder son who always stayed with the father. And he wasn't very happy to see the father, celebrating the return of this prodigal son. I've been always good, and why you are not giving me such treatment? But then father replies, you've been with me all the time. Everything I have is yours. on a soul level, God has given us everything. Everything He has, everything these masters have, including all these qualities in the affirmations and much more, are already ours. We are not able to see it as long as we are in that ego consciousness. This story of prodigal son, it's also not a once in a lifetime story. You know, we realize we want to come back, we came onto the spiritual path. Is that the end of the story? Not yet. We actually do this, we play out this story every day. We go out into the world, into Maya, into delusion, and feel that our peace has gone, inner peace has gone, and we come back at night into meditation, and again, into receive that inner peace from our Heavenly Father. So, as that Homisa Green Hill said, when I'm silent, freed from all care, I discover my homes everywhere. When we still our mind and lift up our consciousness in meditation, we know that our home is everywhere. Our home is here, now, and forever. Let us all remember that home, our true home, is here in our heart, and that's where God is. Oh.
The return of the true home, a story comes to our mind. A rich person, he wanted to go and meet a saint who's living far away. So what does he do? He calls on his servant, he gets on his carriage, and then he travels a long while, and then when he reaches the saint's place, he realizes that the saint's place, although everybody calls him a Maharaj, is very, very humble. Just a small hut, and there is no place to sit. So the saint politely welcomes him, invites him into his home and says, "Please sit down." Now the rich person has never sat on the floor. So with a little surprised, he was like, "Why don't you have any furniture here? It would be nice if you have some furniture." And the saint asks, "Where is your furniture?" And he replies, "I'm just a guest here. Why would I carry all my furniture all the way here?" And the saint replies, "I too am a guest here. I'm not going to be here always. I'll leave this place once at some point. We are all guests. But then would we reach our home, our true home, when we leave our body? No. The astral plane is also not our true home. The causal plane is also not our true home. Then where is this home? Definitely it is not a geographical location or a place in space, because as we know, space does not exist. So this is a place in our consciousness when we remember that we have to go back to our Father. Smriti, the memory, remembering where we really came from. And all saints exhibit the same behavior as God. They are one with God, so they are God. You remember the story where Paramhansa Yogananda suddenly realizes that he wants to go to Himalayas and he wants to meditate there, and when he returns, Swami Sri Yukteswar nonchalantly, he says, "Come, let's find something to eat." And he's very surprised. "Are you not angry? I thought you would be angry that I just left all my ashram duties abruptly and left." But Yukteswarji was very welcoming. He was displaying, he was one with God, so he was welcoming his own disciple, just like the prodigal son. These are divine leelas the great masters play so that we can learn from them. And the word prodigal means extravagant, irresponsible, immoderate. So we too do that at some times. And here, as per the story, the son goes and spends the money. Well, when we were born, it said that, we came with nothing. So what are we actually spending? What is it we are spending out irresponsibly? Is what we have is only two things. One is time and energy. Remember again the story from Autobiography of Yogi, where Swami Sri Yukteswar meets Mahavatar Babaji and he gives a message to Lahiri. He says that, tell Lahiri that the stored up power for this life now runs low. It is nearly finished. Stored up power. When it's finished, we will have to leave. So power is nothing but energy. So when we spend our energy, spend our time in any activity which does not take us towards God, we act like the prodigal son. We are being irresponsible. And Lahiri Mahashaya said, any time not spent in seeking God is wasted. So our currency here, in parallel to the story, is actually our time and energy. If we invest in God-remembering activities, or activities which will take us closer to our God, then we are not the prodigal son, we are doing the right thing. And always people speak about prodigal son, but then the other person who has always been with God, his elder brother, we sometimes behave like him too. Suddenly a person comes and they say that, what, in meditation I saw the spiritual eye, and we think, I've been practicing this for many years, I've never seen this. That is exactly the way the elder brother felt. Why all this gala and drama for this guy who was not even here all this while? Why does this person get the recognition? Why does, he gets all the blessings? And God says, hey, you have me. Do you want me or do you want the recognition? It's something which we have to ask ourselves when we find others seemingly progressing and we are not happy with it. And at the same time, Jesus also gives another example. He says, if a shepherd has 100 sheep and if one sheep is lost, would he say that, hey, I have 99, so what, let it go in the wilderness? He will still go out in the evening, look for that one sheep, and after finding that sheep, he would carry it in his shoulders, come back, and then tell his friends and family, I found that sheep, even though he had 99 other sheep. If a shepherd gives so much attention to one sheep, how much attention and love will God give to each and every soul? And he says those people who need that, when he says, give him a sandal, give him a robe, make him feel very special, because he had made a choice today. A saint, when the son says that I'm a sinner, Father, I've sinned, Paramhansa Yogananda says a saint is a sinner who never gave up. So he made a choice, and that needs to be celebrated. Just that choice he made, that's what God is very happy about. And he celebrates every soul who turns towards him. And Ramana Maharishi said to Paramhansa Yogananda, or I think he quotes, that every one step we take towards God, God takes 9 steps towards the devotee. Such is his love. Father did not wait in his mansion looking at the prodigal son returning. He ran towards him to welcome him. That is how God runs towards us. And what is God running towards us? What does it symbolize in our lives? The moment you got Autobiography of a Yogi in your hand, that is God running towards you. The moment your friend told about Ananda Sangha, that's God running towards you. The moment you all decided to come for this satsang, you're making a choice to turn towards God. This story is not, as Chika said, not once in a lifetime or once in a soul's journey. It happens every single day. And it is a choice whether to come here or take a diversion. Like the GPS in our mobile phones, we can type in Ananda Sangha Delhi. Let's say that's our true home. This is our true home. We need to come. You come, take a U-turn below the flyover and you see Panchil Park Club. I have an idea. We take those diversions, and the world is designed in such a way, and God is very patiently, through the voice of Guru, like the GPS, saying that your destination is 100 meters ahead, and we don't listen. And if you take another diversion, again, they are patiently waiting for us to turn home. It will again say that, take a U-turn. Your destination is on the left. We don't listen to Guru's voice, which will take us and guide us towards our real home. And how can we be in that? How can we be at home every time? Do not meditate and go to work. Meditate and take that meditation to work. Take that meditation into all the activities which we do on day-to-day basis. Being at home is relaxing into yourself, concentrating on this point between your eyebrows in the spiritual eye, expanding into super consciousness and staying there. That is our real home. And some of you might think, wait a minute, it is smriti, then interiorization, relaxation, that is level 1. Yes, of course, you know the way to God. And that's what is being told to you, or we are all learning that thing and practicing it every day. Every single meditation is our attempt to go to our eternal home. And every time, this, as you all know, we are a part of Maya. We are still bound by Maya. And any time we can slip. We can choose to be like the prodigal son, irresponsibly or immoderately spending a lot of time and energy in things which might take us towards God. Ask yourself, what are those things? I know for me, Netflix is one of them. So there might be many other things for you, which you can make a note of it. And every time when that prodigal son inside you, tempts you to make a decision which will take you further away from God's home, remember this: tranquil, unbroken thrill. Paramhansa Yogananda says in the poem Samadhi, tranquil, unbroken thrill, ever new peace. That's what waits us when we reach home. And keep remembering that so that we can make the right choices. Thank you.